right, guys, we've got a interesting one, I think, and a very important one to be aware of if you are not familiar with the problem that we're going to look at today. If you are familiar with this problem, if you're a professional mechanic, you've probably seen this, and disappointing news, you're not going to be able to watch me struggle through this as a do-it-yourself for the first time and have to figure everything out from square one and learn from mistakes and things like that, because I'm actually a step ahead on this one, I'm pretty sure. I've seen this issue actually twice before already, and that is this very apparently simple and straightforward P0171 lean condition diagnosis on, I think this is a 2015 Buick Encore here. Let's take a look at the car, and then real quick, I want to take a look at the screen behind me here. All right, this is the car. It's got the turbocharged 1.4 liter Ecotec engine, which honestly is a problem with the car in itself. Definitely not one of GM's better designs for sure. And what we're gonna see, I believe, is a very common failure. All right, let's take a look behind me here. Just wanted to draw some quick attention to 908 Motorsports magazine. So one of my viewers recently is the editor of 908 Motorsports magazine, and actually they wrote up a really nice little article, a little bit about the channel here, Schrodinger's box, but also get out of your way here. So we've got a little bit about scan tools. He bought this nice new Autel scan tool, as a matter of fact, to get into this now. And a little bit about the background of the channel, and then a nice summary I worked with him on sort of a general summary of all the car engine sensor types, how to identify them, what their functions are, stuff like that. So really pretty cool article here. And also he's got a lot of other articles with kind of more muscle car kind of stuff here. So just wanted to draw attention to that. I will put a link to it, and you can just go right to the shop talk and you can read the article. I hope you do. All right, let's get back to this car, and I'm going to show you a little bit of stuff that you really need to know. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is familiarize with this 1.4 liter turbocharged Ecotec and where the issue generally is and how it presents. So most likely what's going to happen is the car comes in with P0171 code. You'll see maxed out fuel trims. You'll also typically hear a characteristic whistling kind of noise from the engine as well. And what is happening is this right here on the camshaft cover is essentially PCV valve. And there's a diaphragm in there, a rubber diaphragm, that will rupture. Now the problem is that is a result of the problem. That is not the actual problem that we'll discuss in a second. But really easy to diagnose, typical of a vacuum leak diagnosis. You'll see the fuel trims ameliorate under load. Maybe you use smoke machine, maybe you use brake clean around the intake. You can actually just hear it here. And when you plug up this little port here with your finger, you'll see that you correct the condition, which is confirmation that diaphragm has ruptured. Now, you're going to think that you can just pop off this little lid here and replace that diaphragm in there. You're not going to be so lucky on these models. It's not serviceable. You have to replace the whole camshaft cover in order to fix that. However, it's only like 50 bucks. It's actually not very expensive. Now there's actually some Volvo models that I've seen with very similar design, and on those, if you're clever, they're located not quite so convenient as this, but you can get a pry bar in there. You can actually pry off this cap, replace the diaphragm, cinch it back on, and on those you're generally good to go. On this one you will not be, because repairing this diaphragm by replacing the cover will not fix your original issue. The issue is going to happen again. As a matter of fact, what's most likely to happen is now you're going to start getting oil leaks on the car as pressure builds up because that diaphragm is working now, but you haven't fixed the original problem, which is a valve in the intake manifold that has failed. And this pressure release valve in the intake manifold causes the PCV system to develop a lot of pressure, and that is what ultimately ruptures this diaphragm and causes the problem. Other problems that you'll typically see with the car: you can get oil leaks as you have that high pressure in the system. You may find that the oil dipstick keeps popping out of its bore there. different things that indicate high pressure in the system. So to fix this, you do have to fix that intake manifold issue as well, and we'll take a look at that. If you listen very carefully here, you can hear maybe that whistling sound. All right, all we need to do is just pull up some fuel trim data here. Okay, and you can see we are pretty much maxed out on the fuel trims there. Okay, get a little closer look at that. Now, with this diaphragm here, if I cover up this diaphragm, watch what happens. First of all, the engine smooths out, we hear the whistle goes away, and we see our short term starts dropping, and that's going to pull down negative eventually. Now let go of that, and our whistle returns, our fuel trim is going to come back up again. So that confirms that we have this leak in the PCV valve there. So first of all, this is our new camshaft cover right here. It's going to have the new diaphragm here that is not replaceable without replacing the entire camshaft cover. Now, there's a couple things on here. When you get this replacement camshaft cover, you are going to get this, and that is going to say checking for intake manifold failure. And if we look inside this PCV port on the intake manifold, we're going to be looking for the littlest, tiniest valve. It almost looks like a clipping from your fingernail. If you use a fingernail or toenail clipper, it is the littlest tiny thing that you'll be looking for in there, and that's going to be missing. And when that's missing, it causes this pressure buildup problem. And as such, I have already prepared for this by getting a new intake manifold. All right, so let's look at our issue here so that if you don't feel like doing the diagnostics, you won't have to. We can just look real easily. There's going to be a PCV valve hose that goes on to that intake right there. We're going to take a flashlight and we're just going to look right inside here. There it is right there at, let me put it at 12 o'clock. Right there at 12 o'clock, see that little tiny metal piece that's kind of sticking out just a little bit right at 12 o'clock? That's our guy. If we turn over this thing, we can see the orange diaphragm right there in this port here. And that is the problem. That fails and breaks off. Not sure where it goes, probably ends up caught in the catalytic converter, I imagine. But we're going to go ahead and confirm that it's missing by looking in the engine here. All right, so it's going to be this hose right here. I'll need to get a pick or something there. All right, there we go. Remove that hose, and we're just going to look right down there. All right, going to look down there, and I can't quite get a really good camera angle on here, but trust me, that little tiny lip is missing. It is not in there, so we have confirmed our problem. All right, I'm going to replace this intake manifold, and we'll come back afterwards, and we will verify our repair. Okay, that should do it. You got to be really careful. The intake manifold's plastic, and you're going to be transferring parts over to the new one. It should come out now. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this on the bench. All right, so we've got with the kit some new O-rings and bolts and things like that. Got some new fuel injector O-rings there. That's nice. And when we look in here, get you a better view here, we can clearly see that that little metal tab is missing. Also, you can see our little orange valve there that we saw in the new one is missing as well. So definitely confirmed our issue here. All we have to do now is just transfer our parts over to the new intake manifold right here and then reinstall it, and we'll examine and make sure that our code is not going to come back and we fix this problem. All right, our final step is going to be to replace our valve cover. I always like to put some sealant, some black sealant for oil proofing at the junction for the engine cover. and the head there, and then also just a little bit wherever there's like a sharp bend or curve as well, just a little bit there. And then the only other thing is this camshaft cover does have a torque sequence to it, and that will be included with the instructions for the cover. So make sure you follow that torque sequence. All right, the torque on these is only 71 inch-pounds, so don't over-tighten it. Okay, we're gonna catch this real quick here. So we've got our repairs done. Check out our fuel trims now. First of all, the engine runs much, much better. We also do not hear, listen, we do not hear that whistling sound anymore. Look at our fuel trim drawing negative, balancing out our long term. We can actually see in real time. We have a fix here. We are done. This car is fixed. We are happy. All right, guys, hopefully this was helpful and keeps you from doing this job twice and getting a comeback. Also, don't forget to check out my friend JT's website with the article on the channel and the engine sensor summary. I will put a link to it in the description. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.